I know that
Once a week is crazy. That's 52 videos a year. That's pretty low.
I
Yeah, and that's what he was doing. He was doing a video a week.
yo, thank you for the donation, Dragonite.
He was doing an unedited video a week where he would just sit his camera up and talk to it, and it'd just be cuts of him talking to the camera while he worked out. And that's why Sam
Wow.
Sulek is Sam Sulek, because he made such monotonous content that it was just easy for people to listen to and tap into.
And that's I mean, honestly, that's the vibe I'm trying to go for, bro. I'm just trying to go for a fucking Scott. You're just observing Scott do Scott types of shit, and Scott's just saying Scott types of stuff. Like, and a guy like Sam Sulek, a guy like any of the people I mentioned before, it's very hard for you to burn out, because what effort does it take for you to go on and just yap for 5 minutes and then turn off your camera and upload it?
Not a lot of, and that's basically what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a better way, an easier way to record my art processes and to do editing for them, so I can be so consistent with it and it just be like basic. But then again, when I put my gold teeth on, my chains, and I wear the white beater, and I make the background look good, and I got the lighting perfect, and I create a thumbnail, and I got some crazy ass picture like tall man is actually a painter, it gets way more views in the beginning. You feel me? Like
In the beginning,
yeah, for sure. In the beginning, it gets like immediate attention because it's an attention grabber. I made it an attention grabber, but
oh,
my content quality wasn't all that well. I wasn't able to hold that many viewers for a long period of time,
exactly.
and I wasn't able to keep up. I wasn't able to keep up with being able to make those thumbnails, make those titles, keep coming up with these ideas. You feel me? It was just a
Yeah,
lot.
I understand exactly what you're saying. So, for example, today when Contents, you called me the first time, right? When I said I was busy, I was watching a video literally about storytelling. Because remember how I said that when I tell a story, I always am very superficial. I never am able to go into the depths of the story to make it actually like engaging to the person watching.
Uh-huh.
I watched a video about that today, and the guy literally explained everything I had been complaining about. He said, I bet that when you try to tell a story, you always just tell the facts. And he went into details. I took notes on this, right? But this comes with practice. So the takeaway of what I'm trying to say here is you need to practice. Like, perfection comes with hours spent, bro. Like, the more hours you put into something, the better you'll be. I am very hard on myself. I think that I'm an A tier yapper. I'm working on becoming an S tier yapper. But if you go back to my first streams and you compare my first streams to what I'm doing now, even right now when we're talking, you compare it, you compare the speech patterns, you compare what I'm saying, you compare how cohesive what I'm saying is, how relevant it's to the topic, how far I stray from the topic that we're talking about. If you compare it to my first few streams, you'll see there's like a major improvement. And that improvement comes from consistency. It comes from practice. It doesn't matter if nobody watches my stream because I'm getting the practice time in. And at some point, all of those things will come together, they'll coalesce, and the right person will see it and will go viral. You know, people.
We don't have anybody on the AI shit like keeping up with that shit.
Well, the thing is, like, even guys like I've heard multiple. We've all heard it. We've heard multiple content creators say the exact same thing. Oh, I was doing this shit for like 3 years, and I don't even know what changed. Just one day my shit blew up. What they don't understand, what happened was the hours, bro. The practice time, the hours. Because the difference between, have you ever noticed? Look, I'll make this point before I end stream. Have you ever noticed when you look at somebody's face, if a nigga has a distance this far between their eyes, right? There's a perfect spot where your eyes are at. If your eyes are off by this much, just a little tiny bit, something less than a centimeter, the nigga has a little bit of space on each side that's less than a centimeter, you'll be like, yo, this nigga looks chopped as fuck. Why is this nigga's eye so far apart? But if you got a measuring tape and you measured the distance between where a normal attractive eyes would be and where the unattractive uncanny valley eyes are, it's like minimal, bro. It's a little tiny bit. It's the same thing with content creation. The difference between perfection and shit content is marginal. So the more time that you put into this whole fucking thing of creating content, that gap is going to become smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. And maybe to you, since you've been doing it the whole time, you won't notice the difference between where you were and where you're at. But the audience is going to notice that shit. And when the audience notices that this content is fucking fire and it's entertaining or educational, or it makes me really angry and I want to respond, or it makes me really sad, or I'm invested in this nigga's personality, you'll blow up. It's inevitable, bro. Look, success is inevitable as long as you continue doing it.
It's only a matter of time. Like how I figured out why I started blowing up on Facebook is because my daily post, I started posting a painting a day. And so now with me having a post of a painting a day, Facebook noticed and started pushing my engagement for it. And then I randomly post a picture of me because Facebook was pushing my engagement towards artistic people, i.e. the LGBTQ. You feel me? And then boom, not a gay people see me, and that's the influx of people. But that's because for the last 2 months I have been having one post a day, and I now have 400 posts on my Instagram. If you go check.
So
But it was a basic ass, easy ass, monotonous ass. I laid a picture down in front of the same background and been taking a picture. You've been seeing them same little posts, and
Yeah.
that's been a bread and butter of my traction game. And now you see where like I have reels where it's videos and I'm doing edits with them, and it's like slowly graduating.
So I think the takeaway is consistency. Because
Because your
consistency,
quality, you make hella quality content
yeah.
already. That should be overly qualified. I don't think you need to worry about quality.
Well, I'm telling him that cut to even to go so far as to even cut down a little bit on the quality. If the quality is the bottleneck, then remove the bottleneck, bro.
Make some shit stuff and see what that how it
Yeah.
does. But like some real
All right.
controversial shit content.
Because then if you reduce the quality and you're able to pump out more content and then it blows up, then you can afford to pay somebody to do the fucking editing.
Or you can always go to Charleston White route